You guys are so busy. I mean, I listen to our questions. People are either in the car with their kids, getting a PhD, getting a master's, dealing with a weird friend breakup, dealing with a husband, you're on a vacation, you're in the military. You don't have time for like a multi-step makeup routine. That's why I like Merit Beauty. Merit offers products that are for the girl on the go. No multi-step routine. They just whittle it down to what do you need, like with their color trio. It's a flush balm for your cheeks. I also put it on my eyes. A shade slick, which is a beautiful, luxurious tinted lip oil, and a signature lip liner. You want that flush look, you want that on-the-go look, Merit Beauty has got you covered. Right now, you can get early access to Merit's only sale of the year when you go to meritbeauty.com and use code EAELIZA from November 21st through the 23rd. You will get 20% off site-wide plus a gift with purchase while supplies last. That's MERIT beauty.com, promo code EAELIZA. meritbeauty.com, promo code EAELIZA. Lately, I've had so much to do. I am running around like crazy. I have to be in 5 different places at once. It's nonstop, and it stresses me out, to be honest. And a friend said to me, Iliza, relax. You can only be where your feet are. And it sounds like a simple thing, but I wiggled my toes, and I realized I was wearing a pair of Bombas. And I realized that the only part of the last few hours of my day that felt comfortable were my feet. Because Bombas socks wrap around your foot. They grip my foot. I love wearing Bombas on stage. I wear them to work out. I love wearing them on airplanes. And I love a fresh pair of Bombas. In addition to making socks that are delicious for your feet, Bombas is really stepping up their slipper and slide game this season. And these always make a great gift. Everybody wants something comfy for their feet. They make fluffy things, suede things, a little something for every foot. And if there's one thing Bombas knows, it's feet. And we haven't gotten to the best part yet. For every pair of Bombas you purchase, Bombas donates one to someone facing homelessness on your behalf. So anytime you get something cozy and warm for your feet, someone else does too. This holiday season, gift Bombas and have your friends and loved ones going from aw, socks to socks. Sock, yeah. Head over to bombas.com/Iliza and use code Iliza for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Iliza. Code Iliza at checkout.
Lemonada.
Ask me, ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them, we'll read them, then we'll give you answers. You know it, I've got it. I've got the answer. You ask me, I'll tell you anything. Go.
It's Wednesday, November 12th.
Oh,
Where's your work ethic?
gone.
I've been thinking about, I joined Substack.
Oh, yeah.
And I joined it because Noah is on it and he's scooping up subscribers and writing really great pieces on nutrition. And he just wrote this really good one about how, and I knew this because he had told me, like, we are obsessed with eating like 3 kinds of fish and that's it. And like how much
3?
It's like salmon, shrimp. I'm like, there's one other. But like that's like everywhere you go, you can get salmon.
Yeah.
Shrimp's like the number 1 consumed thing. And if we ate more bivalves like mussels and oysters and scallops, our oceans would be so much healthier. But people are so obsessed with like tilapia, salmon, and shrimp, and it's killing our planet. So it's worth a read on his Substack. So I joined and I wrote a personal essay on what Christmas means to me. And I so enjoyed writing it that I thought, I'm not going to ask for paid subscribers because I cannot consistently proofread my work. I'm not a writer in that way. But I think it's a nice place to do that instead of scroll. So I've been thinking lately about an essay about, there's a lot of essays written about women and busyness and like the hard work Olympics that most working women are in. You know, it's always talking about how busy you are and how sick you are. And it's like this thing that we muscle through, you know? And I've been asking some of my friends who are efficient women, high functioning women about that. And I think the thing that I don't have in common with them is that when I hear someone, because it is a humble brag, talk about how hard they work, because like there's 2 kinds of people. There's one where it's like, this just is what it is. Like I just had to get on that 6 a.m. flight and I did have the flu and I had to go to work. Like it is part and parcel. But then there's the kind that say it and I have this knee-jerk reaction, and I just think, like, that's not true. You're lying. I was so sick from work. No, you weren't. I was on bed. No, you weren't.
But you, to be fair, kind of think everyone's lying all the time about
I do.
everything.
I do. And the one friend I was talking to before this was like, I don't know if I think that they're lying. And she was like, but you also live in LA, which is a land of lies. And that is a very good point. I just kind of want to explore that in this essay. And I think our readers would have something to say. Our listeners, sorry, there's no readers. What has something to say about that? I don't know. Like, you work really hard. You don't travel. You have a different kind of work, but you're also, I don't know if I think of you as a good worker.
Yes. I don't like to be a hard worker, but I am now, and it's exhausting.
You're diligent, I think, versus busy. Like, you're busy within the confines of work, but you also only have one job plus your podcast. It's not like I'm like
and this podcast.
Yeah,
But I had the thought then I was like, should I be a Twitch streamer and just play video games on stream to make a few bucks? And I was like, no, you have to do work to set that up. I don't want to do more work.
I don't know. I also think there's something like when you have a team behind you, I think the work is easier than when you have to self-start. And yet I have no doubt in my mind that nobody works harder than Taylor Swift or like Beyonce. But
yes,
when I hear like some like B-list celebrity that's like, I poured my heart and soul into this fragrance. I'm like, no, you didn't. You showed up. Somebody in a lab gave you a sample of 5 different vanillas. You picked one. Like, I don't know. Perhaps the hard work just tastes better when it's all your sweat versus a sweat of a team. I don't know. I'm trying to get to something there. I'm sure people will take umbrage with it.
I was thinking about this today, actually, similar, because I went from a job where I was like kind of big fish in a small pond to small fish in a big pond. I'm like, I feel like you're supposed to want to be challenged and like, I don't know, and work hard and like really struggle and make successes happen. But also I see a world for myself where I go work at Taco Bell.
No, you don't see that.
Then at the end of the day, well, no, because the problem is I saw there was a job listing for the animal shelter I work at, and it was like paid like $30,000. I was like, oh, I can't do that.
Can't do that and eat.
Yeah.
Then there's the other side of, I do believe that I'm a hard worker. I do what's necessary. It's not performative. And then when I do give myself a break, and it doesn't work out. For example, we went to Royal Izakaya in Philly, which is lovely. And it was cold outside. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so nice to feel the cold. Let's walk back to the hotel. But my sweatshirt didn't close all the way. So I got a sore throat. And I was like, oh, cool. So I finally have a beer, which I never do. I never drink. I have a beer and take a fucking walk. And now I have a cold for a week. Oh, what's that? You wanted to relax for an hour? Fuck you. So in a weird way, you can never set it down. Because they're going to come and get you. That's how I feel. Yeah. That's where I am now.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, it really is just, I don't know. I think it would be nice. It's like how I think it would be nice to be a really stupid person.
Stupid and hot with family.
And you don't have to worry. Yeah.
Oh
God. You just are like, oh, I'm not stressed. Whatever. Things just happen for me.
And that is most people. Or you have a team generating stuff for you. Like, just show up, put on, hair and makeup's exhausting, but just put it on, do the thing. Like, I love walking onto a set and they're like, and I can just make something funny. Oh, I didn't have to write the whole thing and rig the lights myself. What a fucking dream. I think everybody should have to do stand-up for a year so you can see how much nicer and easier it is to do literally anything else.
Oh, I always thought about that when we first started working together, because you'd be out at the multiple clubs every single night. Like, you put in that work, and that's the difference. Like, you were putting in, you were getting real-time feedback, you were incorporating it, you were developing, you were adapting.
I see comics who make a lot more money than me that do not go out to the clubs as much. And so I wonder if I'm just an idiot with nothing to do.
Yeah. I think if you did a different kind of comedy, maybe, but I think the kind of comedy that you gravitate towards requires that finesse.
Maybe I'm just bitter. That's usually what these things come down to. But I'm just an exploration. But as a woman, you're never allowed to explore the world of women without enraging all other women. So buckle up.
Did I black out, or did you start this conversation talking about Santa or Christmas?
I think you blacked out. If only we had recorded this.
I guess I'll find out. Well, because I thought you did, and I was going to transition into a Santa question, but now I'm like, why
No,
would you
do
even
it.
talk about Santa?
You know what? Watch this. Watch this. Santa. Christmas is coming. Go ahead. Here's your transition. It's the magic of radio.
Hello, podcast crew. Greetings from Colorado. We went to your Denver show. It was the first time I'd seen you do crowd work. It was impeccable. My question is,
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Posted a clip in under 24 hours. It has over 1 million views. But I'd also like to say this. I never did crowd work because I was always like, oh, let me give you some polished stand-up. But since the world now is obsessed with crowd work, just know like any comic worth their salt should be that quick. So in a weird way, I'm like, I guess people are impressed by this. This is just how I am, but I'll keep doing it.
Because in my mind, people first started doing like crowd work clips on social because you don't want to burn real content, right? Like it's not a piece that you're going to
Correct.
sell.
But if you pay attention to a lot of crowd work clips, there's a lot of editing.
Mm-hmm.
There are going to always be cuts because maybe you asked them a question, maybe the audience member didn't have the answer, maybe you skipped something. But like good crowd work clips are longer clips because you're just getting laughs and laughs and laughs. If you see someone splicing together tons of their crowd work, that's like being like, I'm a class clown. And you're like, if I splice together every funny thing I ever said, yes, I have 60 seconds. So there's good crowd work and then there's just crowd work.
Yeah. It's not my favorite thing if I'm at a show in person, but
Really?
online is different. It makes me nervous.
Makes you nervous, yeah.
I'm scared that the person's going to screw up. Like, I just will never forget going to a one-woman Sybil Shepherd play where it was just her talking for 2 hours and it was her testing it and like stuff kept getting messed up. And I was like,
well, you know, Sybil Shepherd, the world's top-selling comedian.
What was it? It was like a one-woman show. It was like a play. But I'm worried.
Not everybody can do it. Not everybody can do it. And it's definitely stand up without a safety net. You live and die by that. And sometimes the audience turns on you and you're like, well, hopefully you'll come back to me with this next joke. Denver was great. Back to Santa.
Back to Santa. And this is our disclaimer. If a kid's listening, turn this off. Okay? All right? We're continuing. Growing up as a Jewish kid, how did you learn about and then handle the topic of Santa with regard to being around kids who believed? Did your mom tell you or guide you? Did you just intrinsically know? Did you have a whoops moment and figure out how to navigate about not revealing it to your friends? Very curious how this worked for you. I would have signed off as your shiksa friend. My Jewish college roommate seemed to use it happily and nicely to talk about the non-Jewish roommates, but was recently told that was actually a negative word. What's your take, please? With love from Colorado, Ashley. So
That's funny.
Two different questions.
I don't ever use that word. It does feel a little antiquated. It's not like a bad word. It's more, I always feel like I hear it in the term of like shiksa goddess, which is like how Jewish men date non-Jewish women.
That's the only way I've ever heard it. It's like,
it's fine. It's kind of like gringo. Like it's not really charged. It's just the word for that. I mean, I would never use it because I'm not jealous about someone I like dating a non-Jew. And I also model most of my looks after like a shiksa look. Who among us doesn't? Would not bother taking offense to it, given that yours is the archetype so many of us strive to look like. Not that Jews can't be blonde with blue eyes. But the Santa thing, I don't know. I think the better question would be, how do I approach it with my daughter?
Right. That's the thing. Like, do you say like, look, other people are going to, don't mess with them. But because what if your kid comes home and is like, everybody else got a visit from Santa?
Well, she wouldn't because she goes to a Jewish school.
Okay, well, then there you go.
But she won't eventually. And I think I'm less concerned with the other kids, given that she doesn't know any non-Jewish kids at the moment, and more concerned with her knowing Santa's not real. And I guess I only say that because like, I guess I never thought Santa was real. So when you grow up knowing he's not, then it doesn't burst a bubble. Like the magic of that is not there for me. So my heart's not in that. I have said to her though, Santa's not real, but some children believe in it. So don't say anything. I've just said that.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel like people discuss this, like the reveal, like accidentally finding out. I don't recall suddenly finding out. I feel like at a certain point, I'm like, it's my parents. And they still, like my parents will still sign gifts sometimes from Santa. And it's in my mom's handwriting. And I'm like, all right.
It's also placing a lot of emotional responsibility on a child to make sure another child's bubble doesn't burst. And so we have conversations about like empathy and compassion and like being kind to people and Like if a kid has a booger, like she, not calling her booger girl, saying, hey, you have a booger, or telling a teacher, like little kids just watch cartoons. Like they don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right that it's less the mother of the Jewish child, more the mother of the Santa child needs to be ready. If the kid comes home and goes, my friend doesn't have Santa visit. You say, okay, well, they
but
have
my friend
8
doesn't
nights.
have versus my friend said are different things.
Okay, my friend said Santa's not real.
Right.
Okay, well.
And, I think about when I come home and when I came home from school and my friend, when I was in like the first grade, told me I was going to hell for not believing in Jesus Christ. And I had to go to my mom, and my mom called her mom, and her mom said, oh, she's not supposed to start witnessing until she's older. I'm going to have to talk to her. So like, whatever. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to, I think there's going to be a lot worse things you're going to have to explain to your kid. So I guess those are all my answers.
My bigger concern would be not Jewish versus Christian child or Santa believing child, but like someone with a high income Santa is very different than someone with a low income Santa. Like Santa hates the poor kid and only gave them shitty toys. You know what I mean? That's much
a weird
more.
What in what world?
If you have 2 kids that both believe in Santa and one's like, I got a bike and a puppy, and the other one's like, I got an envelope. Then they have to deal with that. No, of nothing, because they're poor and Santa couldn't.
But their parents had time to go to Office Depot and get an envelope.
They found it.
Yeah, but that is that guilt of like, now I should, like, that's so much for a kid. Like other people are going to have.
I'm not saying for the kid. I'm saying as a parent, that I'd be more worried about dealing with that than dealing with, do we believe in him or not?
You're allowed to be excited. You got a bike and you can, if another kid has less than you, you can, these are such ridiculous things to think about. You don't rub it in someone's face. Some kid says, what'd you get for Christmas? You're like, I got a bike. And the kid's like, oh, I didn't get anything. You're like, okay, well, do you want to come play with my bike?
Kid. Right.
I mean, income disparity, like they're going to, I don't know. This idea that where you should feel guilt because you worked really hard to get your kid a flashlight that they wanted and the other kid, what are you talking about, Emily?
I'm just saying that
what are you saying?
If we're talking about having honest conversations with children about Santa, that element of Santa is harder to me to explain than him existing or not.
No, you do it in the same way that you talk about food. Some kids don't have food or mommies and daddies. So you should be lucky. So count your stars. So eat your broccoli and give me a hug.
Are you going to do mensch on a bench?
No. I don't believe mensch on a, like, I don't, what is that? I don't
Elf
believe,
on a Shelf is so stupid to me. Like,
I
that's
don't
just so
believe
much work.
In the Christmasification of Hanukkah to compete with Christmas, have it be its own thing. Because that's just you trying to be more Christian in your Hanukkah-ness. Yeah. Just let Hanukkah be the like, okay holiday it is with a rich story. Like,
yeah,
I'm struggling this year. I'm like, I need to do a blue and gold display. And I recently went to Rolling Green here in Hollywood. It's like a landscape. Like they have like plants.
Home?
Yeah. I went to a funeral home. I bought a casket. No, it's like they have like, it's a nursery and they have like gorgeous home decor for inside, outside. And they had I didn't realize it was a Hanukkah display. They had a display for the mantle that stopped me in my tracks.
It was so good or so bad?
It was so beautiful. And I've always said, like, Hanukkah stuff is usually pretty ugly. Judaica artwork is usually like Chabad rabbis singing on an oil painting. Like, it's never good. Those of us who remember like JCC gift shops growing up, it was always ugly. This was so stunning. If you have a chance to go to Rolling Green, the one on Beverly, it had like frosted sprays of blueberries and like silver amaranth and gold, and it was hanging. And it was so exquisite. I almost bought the whole thing, but I had nowhere to put it. So then I grabbed one of the guys and I was like, can you help me recreate this, but with the colors of my house, like browns and golds? And we started doing it, realized we couldn't. I'm going to put a picture of it. Should I put a picture on the Patreon or show it right now? Ooh.
Send it to me and I can drop it in the Patreon when the episode comes
Can I
out.
send it to you right now so you can get, I can see in real time your reaction to how beautiful this was? I'm just saying, as a Jew, you rarely look at Jewish things and are like, oh my God, that piece of manufactured marketing is so exquisite. In the way that I look at like beautiful Christmas stuff. And if you want to know any more of my opinions on Christmas and why I love it so much, you can head to my Substack. You can find by looking at my name, and you can look up my essay on Christmas, which is my only essay. So it shouldn't be hard to find. Do you see that picture? Quit texting fucking Domino's and just look at my picture. And I want it. Keep it supreme. And also more pizza, less dipping sauce.
Oh, what is the blue little like grapes.
They're blueberries. They're frosted blueberries.
I love that. I don't like those like spiky gnome dildos, but I like
I wouldn't get the spiky gnome dildos, but all the hanging stuff. Anyways.
I love the blueberries.
I just can't. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, the way that they mix the dark blue with silver is very like classy.
I love it. I love it. All right, we'll put the picture on the Patreon.
Yes, that's very nice.
Hi, it's Iliza, and I'm here with my daughter, Sierra. Can you say hi, baby?
Hi, baby.
Hi, baby. And we're here to tell you about MeUndies because the weather is getting chilly. Isn't that right, Sierra?
Yeah, I like to get cozy.
And the best part about getting cozy is slipping into some MeUndies. We are big fans of MeUndies in my house because they have a cut for every butt. Did I say butt?
Yes.
With over 20 different styles and 100 different colors and prints.
I like my pajamas because they have unicorns on it.
That's right. Yours do have unicorns on them. And MeUndies' signature super soft micromodal fabric is breathable, stretchy, and unbelievably cozy. It's perfect for crisp mornings, chilly nights, and everything in between. So whether you're layering up for a hike, giving a gift, lounging in flannel, MeUndies moves with you and keeps you comfy. And they don't bunch up, right, Sierra?
No, they don't bunch in my pussy.
What I love about MeUndies is that they use sustainably sourced materials and work with partners that care for their workers. And if you're not happy with your first pair of undies, it's on MeUndies. With more than over 30 million pairs sold and 90,000 five-star reviews, MeUndies are an essential winter and fall must-have for every drawer. People don't know this about me, but I love lounging around a hotel room in a cheeky brief. And I always have a pair of MeUndies with me. I wear them on the plane under my sweats, and I hang out in them in my hotel room. And they have so many beautiful patterns. I really like their in-bloom print. It's autumnal, it's cozy, it's chic. I want you to come get cozy with me. And right now, as a listener of my show, you can get cozy and spooky for less with deals up to 50% off at MeUndies.com/Iliza and enter promo code Iliza. That's MeUndies.com/Iliza. Promo code Iliza for up to 50% off. MeUndies, comfort that's made for fall.
I can't wait to get so cozy.
You know that feeling when you're like, I'll just pop on social media real quick. I'll do a little scroll, no big deal. And then it's an hour later. And you're not any better for it. In fact, you feel a lot worse and you didn't learn anything. Well, it's time to take back your time and enroll in Masterclass. You can get unlimited access to over 200 classes from some of your favorite celebrities, taught by the world's best business leaders, writers, chefs, and more. My mom was writing a book and she did Masterclass. She loved the classes from Joyce Carol Oates on the art of short stories. I enjoyed the David Sedaris ones. I think he's hilarious. You can get classes on anything from digital media to community and government. You can learn about gut health, all from people who are masters of their field. With Masterclass, you can get thousands of bite-sized lessons across 13 categories that can fit into even the busiest of schedules. This is not college. This is not hours and hours of lectures. These are small classes that are digestible, taught by people that we all love. And these classes really make a difference. 3 in 4 surveyed members feel inspired every time they watch Masterclass. Plus, every new membership comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. Right now, our listeners get an additional 15% off any annual membership at masterclass.com/Iliza. That's 15% off at masterclass.com/Iliza. Masterclass.com/Iliza. I know in the Ask Iliza Anything universe, we have fans who are fans of sci-fi, fantasy, gaming, and more. And that's why I'm telling you guys specifically about Comic-Con The Cruise. Sailing from January 30th through February 3rd in 2026 on board Celebrity Constellation from Tampa, Florida to Nassau, Bahamas. Comic-Con The Cruise is the ultimate fan adventure. Learn more and see the full 2026 lineup, including host Felicia Day and a slew of talent celebrating fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, and more. This cruise is a place to fully be yourself, whether you're a superhero, a super fan, or just enjoying all the vibes. Everyone fits in here. It's more than a convention. You can meet and interact with fan favorite talent, enjoy intimate experiences you won't find anywhere else, and skip the endless lines found at conventions because you are VIP on this cruise. Your vacation and fandom in one place. Food, accommodation, panels, entertainment, and bonus, Caribbean sunshine. It's all included, so you can just show up, have fun, and find your people. Head to comicconthecruise.com/alive to book your cabin. And don't forget, use code ALIVE for $250 off per cabin on new reservations.
Okay. Do you want to answer a question about me?
You know what? Sure. Oh, yeah.
Someone wrote in. They said, what? I just want to address that Emily talked about a couple who slept on bunk beds and the husband killed the wife and then killed himself or something like that. And you guys just kept on talking about other stuff like that never happened.
Well,
I've been thinking about that a lot ever since the episode, and I don't know why. I love you guys.
We glossed over it because Emily it happened years ago, and she's mentioned it many times since. So anybody that's a super fan of the pod already knows that Emily's neighbor killed himself.
Yeah, but the very quick version is 2 elderly people lived in the same apartment building as me. The man would go outside and talk to aliens, and he rolled up little foil balls and left them as offerings. He would stare in my window at my cat. His wife couldn't walk, and it turned out it's because he was poisoning her. He got caught, and then he shot himself. And then the SWAT team came and broke down the door, and then she suddenly could walk and talk and had never walked or talked before. So all's well that ends well.
Story for the ages.
I gave that story no gravitas. I'm like, let's just get through it. We got to get to the questions.
Because we knew. We knew you lived in a halfway house.
Somebody has a confession, and I'm going to read it to you, Iliza, because they're unburdening themselves to you because they know that you'll care about this. And I want them to have that opportunity.
Cue the hot song.
I have been worried about sending this in because I know Iliza will not approve. My wonderful husband and I got married 2 years ago, and we had many family members travel to enjoy the wedding and came with gifts. We were so thankful and had a wonderful time. My confession is, to this day, there are many thank you notes that never got made. Life got incredibly busy after the wedding and the honeymoon. My husband did his side of the family's thank you notes, and I did about half, but many never got a thank you. And I know now it's entirely too late. This still makes me feel bad. And the longer time goes by, the worse I feel not taking the time to thank them for coming down and bringing a gift. My husband also listens to the podcast. He'll know this is me immediately. Hi, honey. Do it now.
No
Unburden
names?
yourself.
No names?
No, they're ashamed. They're not telling you their name.
I know that confessions are not, you're not asking for advice. Do it. Everybody's human, and any anger they feel toward you for being tacky will dissipate. It's like when you cut someone off in traffic, but then you wave. You're like, oh, okay. So just do it. Just bite the bullet and do it.
I think at this point, there's probably 10% of people that are like, I never got a thank you note and are still thinking about it.
Right.
But I think if you sent them now, at least 50% of people be like, oh, this is so nice. I totally forgot about this.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Can I tell you what you could do if you wanted to take a page from my weird book of tiny lies?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
You send a note. First, you could go through a lot of trouble to get a stamp to make it look like you sent it and it got sent back. You could say, if you're not going to do that, you could just say, hi, I am sending you this, like right on the back, because I saw that it was returned for some weird reason. How long ago was this?
2 years.
Okay, there's no excuse. Here's what you do. You just do it. And you could say if you wanted to make an excuse, no, you can't because it was too long. It's not like 6 months went by, 2 years. Just write it. Be like, hey, I am so embarrassed to be sending this so late. I guess better late than never, but I'm still really embarrassed. Thank you so much for that set of martini glasses that broke instantly and that we were never going to use because we never have 8 people over at a time. Thinking of you every time we get a little too drunk, Jim and Jebby. Just send it.
Yeah.
Many people probably be like, oh, I already thought you sent me a thank you. And even though they're lying, they're like, you're so tacky. Just do it. Why let something bother you this long? Just do it. Something else is going on. Is he hitting me?
No, I think it's the kind of thing you sit down and you're just like, I don't want to do this.
Nobody wants to do it. And nobody really, you know what? Nobody wants to receive it.
I know. Very rarely is it like, oh my gosh, you open it, you go, oh yeah.
I don't want a thank you card. After Sierra's birthday, I started doing texts with pictures of like Sierra with the gift. You know, she's a little girl. Like, thank you so much. Nobody wants it. I'll put on holiday cards. We have the internet now, so that I know what's going on with you. And you don't need to send me a picture of you and your like 2 kids and like a letter, like an update. Like, what's been going on with the Thompsons? Like, I know because I muted you, but I knew what was going on. I've seen your pictures. And somebody recently was like, what's your address for a holiday card? I'm like, this is such a waste of paper. I don't need to like festoon my mantle with like wishes of Noel. Like, I'm so good.
I've never done a holiday card. I've thought about it, so I just have an excuse to take a
It
picture
is-
with the cats. But
Yeah, like it is nice to be able to just to flex. Like when people come over, like, look at all the people who cared about us enough to send a card. But then if you really look close, it'll be like from my bank, like Toyota of Huntington
a
Beach.
dentist.
Yes.
Yeah. My financial advisor would always send me like a gorgeous card. And I'm like, oh, it looks like I know this family.
How about a gift? Getting 3% of all my finance. How about a gift? This thing where they're like, a generous donation's been made in your name. I'm like, no, it wasn't. You just lied. You did a big donation for everyone, and I just got a part of it. Send me a gift. Send me a gift.
What gift do you need?
I love it.
I mean, it's nice to open something.
When I tell you how much stuff my nanny gets.
I used to be a recipient of that
I
stuff.
know.
I'd take all kind. You'd go to shoot like a game show, and they'd be like, "Here's a
Bags.
towel and a hat and a board game and a mug and a cup
Skincare.
and a candle warmer." And
Because
I'd
the
be
truth
like,
is, you're just sitting pretty. And she's got so much
Yeah.
branded stuff. The truth is, I mean, I don't know how someone who's like mega famous, like a Kim Kardashian or something, like the amount of
sure
stuff.
none of it even goes to their home.
You can't use that much stuff. You can't eat that much stuff. So the point is, it was received, the message, I'm aware of the brand or a gift, but I never throw anything away. Everything gets given. Say re-gifted. It's not like a birthday gift. I give her a lot. And it's great. Wearing hats with your face on them.
I don't have any hats with your face on them.
Giving her a Wondery mug and water bottle.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's also
Limonada.
good.
Hook it up.
Yeah, Lemonada. Where's a mug from you?
Yeah, my nanny needs a sweatshirt. All right. No, she doesn't. We live in Southern California. Okay.
Dear Eliza and Emily, I love you both. I cannot wait to see Eliza in DC tomorrow. This was 3 days ago. My
was
question
great.
is as follows.
Oh,
I am a 27-year-old female with a master's degree in geospatial analysis.
what?
I have always been a financially anxious person. It's why I got my master's degree paid for by a company I used to work for. Oh,
Sugar
really
daddy.
playing that system. Yes. My boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years, and we are middle class by today's standards. We own a home, we can afford basic necessities, and are able to save. We, more me, have been absolutely agonizing over what to do when we get married. I know the ring is coming.
He can lay on you, or you could go under him. What do you mean? What are you going to do?
Most likely by the end of this year, but I need some big sister advice. What the hell do I do for a wedding? Neither of us really have warm and fuzzies about dumping what would likely be well over $25,000 on a single day, but
25,000. That's it?
I
Oh my God.
absolutely have a vision for what I want. I want to do a dress, I guess have a ceremony. I want bridesmaids, flowers, pictures, but more than anything, I want to throw an absolute banger of a party for my friends and family to celebrate. When I envision my day, I think about my friends and loved ones dancing and having the time of their lives. Is there some sort of hack to throwing a wedding that isn't tens and tens of thousands of dollars? I've looked at venues I like that seem sort of reasonable, but I've heard from friends about all the add-on costs, the $20,000 florals, the $20,000 catering. I just don't know about it. So beyond needing advice about what or how to actually do for the wedding, any ideas welcome. How do people pay for these things? Is there financing? Do people take out loans, save up, and pay all at once? I'll have a little help from my side of the family, but it won't be anything extravagant. Also, if anyone has any suggestions for a sweet, non-mainstream, non-creepy father-daughter dance song, I'd take that too. Love you guys so much. Thanks for any advice.
I don't think, unless you're playing like R. Kelly, like I don't think any of them are creepy. I mean, there's like Luther Vandross. That's a good one. But it's the song that means something to you, and it doesn't have to be slow. You guys could do the electric slide if it means something to you. Listen, this is gonna come down to priorities, personal priorities. Your priority is the party.
Yes.
Which means your priority is the music
yes.
and the alcohol.
Dance floor, alcohol,
The dance
food, skip flowers.
Skip
have a
flowers.
bouquet.
Have a bouquet.
Maybe
That's it.
centerpieces.
Nope.
But
those are the
not even-
flowers.
okay.
And
Okay. No, then just a bouquet.
you could just have pillar candles. I mean, I don't know. And I mean, there's cheap floral arrangements, but it also comes down to like the venue. Can you do it all in one venue and turn the room over?
Yeah.
You know, like they all go to a cocktail hour on the courtyard, turn the room over. You know, I think it's about cutting corners where you can and thinking about what matters to you.
Yeah.
You could also like you want all the bigness of a wedding. You want the bridesmaids.
That's the thing.
Well, you could always do a very small service and then the party, just invite people for a party. Like a cocktail party.
Yeah.
Why does everyone have to eat?
Yeah, I
Just come
also
for a party.
I'm thinking about what you said. I mean, you could have centerpieces that are like you buy some succulents at somewhere. You know what I mean? Like don't buy into the flower industrial complex for all of that.
I mean, look, there's always flower markets that are like cheaper than buying arrangements. Do you have a friend that could do arrangements? You know, maybe that could be your bridesmaid's duty without making them work too hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like my idea. You're inviting people to a party with an open bar. Is this any different than them going to a club? No. So get married at the courthouse in your beautiful dress. Not everybody's invited to the service. That's fine. Nobody cares about a service. And then invite everyone else to
But she wants the photos.
Take the photos with your bridesmaids. Have a photographer there. People are invited for light bites and drinks and a dance party.
Yeah. Well, I also wouldn't rule out, you know, Iliza, at your wedding, you had that pastrami bar. I think even if you're doing light bites, having something, some
Food
kind
truck.
of truck. I was at a wedding that had like a churro truck. Having some kind of truck, I think keeps people dancing and active and engaged. If you're just doing past apps, they're going to be like, we need to go and find a pizza.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, people are going to be leaving that building to go outside and wait in line for that truck. So there's that. Or, you know, they could always set the food up inside like a taco truck. I don't know where you live or looking to get married, but I like my idea. Yeah. The truth is, if you want all the things of a traditional wedding, you're going to have to fork it over in some capacity. And honestly, I know you're not going to want to hear this. You want the dress, but that is your greatest cost. And you'll
wear once.
Why is there no wedding dress rental site like a Rent the Runway? Or try Rent the Runway and do a white dress, you know? These are just things. This is just the way it is. And you could do a lot of tap dancing around it. Maybe you'll save a couple $1,000s, but focus on the things that matter, which is the big party, and cut costs everywhere else.
And honestly, if you want to do like wedding dress try-ons, you can just go do that. You don't have to buy anything.
Go try them on to see. Maybe, you know, but I think once you put on like a big cupcake wedding dress, you're going to be like, oh.
Maybe.
The ultimate, people are going to hate me for saying this. I think the ultimate waste of money, and this is that sunk cost fallacy that we've talked about, is when people get the beautiful dress and then do an outfit change for the party. You're like, no.
Right. Keep that dress on.
Keep that dress on.
You can only wear it once.
I don't get that.
Don't you want it in all your photos?
I don't get that. And by the way, it's never dope. No one ever like puts on like sneakers and a short skirt with shorts and they're white. And you're like, wow, what a transformation. You're supposed to be uncomfortable in a big dress. Yeah.
Yeah. But make sure you can dance in it.
And do make sure you put on sneakers. You do not need to be in shitty white high heels.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it. You just have to be smart, discerning.
Another thing will cost you, but you'll have less guests to pay for is a destination wedding. I mean, so these are all just
also pay for a decent photographer, but see if you can find someone to recommend you one rather than going on Yelp. Like, look at your friends. Do any of them have really good photos?
But listen, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, totally.
So
totally. But you don't want someone to flake. Mm-hmm. Same for DJ. DJs have like a lot of weird rules. So you got to find one you vibe with.
Also, definitely do interviews, but also I would not skip a videographer. I didn't have one because I was like, who cares? And I kind of wish I had a video.
Yeah.
Of all these people I'm not friends with anymore. And that's it.
I mean, how long ago was your wedding now?
2018.
2018. Okay. Yeah. 7 years. Don't you like shed friends every 7 years or something? Isn't that a statistic?
Yeah. One for every mirror I've broken.
To kid or not to kid? We had a question like this last week or 2 weeks ago when you're hearing this. No, last week. I think this is interesting that another person has kind of the same struggle. So let's see if we have the same answer for them. I saw Emily's plea on Instagram for more questions, and this is a hard one that I don't know if anyone can answer. I think also important to call out here, guys, don't wait till I send out a plea. You can send in any of your hard questions anytime you want, and then maybe we just will get scared and won't answer them. But please send them.
Emily has no problem lobbing some hardballs at me, so just load them up.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Since I was a little kid, I've wanted to be a mom. I found the love of my life when I was 35, and we got married when I was 38. I'm now 40, and we've been officially trying to get pregnant since January. Prior to this year, I was on a GLP-1, which for anyone who doesn't know, it's like a Wegovy, a Mounjaro,
It's a weight loss medication.
weight loss medication to address my obesity issues that I've struggled with since puberty. I lost almost 70
Sorry, what was that
pounds.
word? Puberty?
I
In flavors like
just kept
Pewberry.
going. Pewberry, ew. Puberty. So it's such a horrible word already.
It's awful.
I
I got
lost-
one. I have a worse one.
What?
Pubis.
Ugh. Yeah. Pube is just a horrible part of a word.
Okay.
Ugh. It makes me think of being in like middle school.
I'm
And
good.
they're like, okay.
I don't want to think about middle school.
I lost almost 70 pounds, but since trying for a baby, I've had to stop the GLP-1. In less than 6 months, I gained back all of the weight I had lost for 2 years. My body image has really taken a big hit, and I'm feeling very bad about myself for gaining the weight back and still not having gotten pregnant on top of it. My husband is the gentlest soul in the world and just wants me to be happy. He says he would be equally happy if we have kids, if we stay dinks, or if we adopt. I feel like I am the one who has to make the decision. I feel terrible about my body. I feel terrible that I haven't gotten pregnant. And I feel terrible that once a month I weep and my poor husband has to comfort me. On the other hand, I love my life of freedom to travel and do exactly what I want to, not having to spend weekends at children's soccer games or birthday parties. I wish I could put away the feeling of wanting children, but I just can't. I feel like so much media is telling me that children are a burden and terrible and drain the life force from their parents, and it scares me. Please tell me what to do, or at least help me figure out a timeline so I can have a goalpost so I can look towards to go back on the GLP-1 and somehow feel less terrible. My mobility and general health have gotten worse since gaining the weight back, and I'm feeling less and less like myself as I gain more and more weight. You've always given such great advice, and I really need some. Anonymous. So
first of all,
she's 40.
okay, but wait.
Okay.
I had kids at 40.
Yeah. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying that's another piece of it.
I'm just saying, like, don't, all is not lost.
For a timeline.
Don't listen to anyone else because there is a war on women without children and there's a war on mothers. And both sides, women without children, whether by choice or by choice, the conversation seems to be that they need to constantly affirm why this choice was right because people are always asking them, why don't you have kids? So they get sort of proactive and offensive about it, right? Women with kids, people love to talk about how tired moms are and how hard it can be. And there's all this scary side of it. But the good outweighs the bad. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. Chemically, it does. It is an exhaustion I have never known at times. But it's the only thing that is so exquisitely painful and you cannot get enough of it. And so this thing, and I get that my kids are young. Like Sierra's soccer is bullshit. And it's 40 minutes and she barely plays and it's smack in the middle of nowhere and it eats up our whole Saturday. But like, it's fine. You will want to do those things. Yes, it's a lot. Yes, but you do it because you want your kids to be happy. The things that you find yourself doing for your kids because you love them. It's an experience. It is hard to even convey unless you've gone through it. You can ask your mother about that kind of sacrifice. So I think the bigger voice you have to listen to is the one in your head that keeps saying it wants kids. And that, I think, if that's something truly that you will think about for the rest of your life, then you just have to resign yourself to the fact that you are on the path that is going to get you there. If you cannot be on that medication and try to conceive, then you have to be off the medication. And so I know the internet will riot if I suggest anything that might make you healthier. But if I did it, it would not be about losing weight. It would be about getting your body health in a place that's better for you and better for creating an environment for this baby.
Because I don't know about the weight loss medications, but I know that it comes back because you have to make changes in your behavior as well. And
That's right.
as far as I understand, the medication helps make those choices much easier.
It curbs your hunger.
Right.
Nobody wants to say
So
these things. It makes you eat less because oftentimes it is
you
about
feel
calories
sick.
in versus calories out.
Yeah.
I know people that have done it and they're like, I've seen it. They're like, I just eat less. I'm not telling you to eat less. I'm not saying just do it.
No.
It is the hardest thing in the world to lose weight.
And that's a very big other piece to this. And I don't think that it should keep you from having kids. Like the weight loss, you not feeling good in your body, that's that's horrible to deal with. But that's not why you shouldn't have a kid. I don't think there's any harm in continuing to try, but I do think if you're not on the GLP-1 while you're trying, you need to have other ways of curbing eat it. Or if there's like, maybe, I don't know if it's an insulin issue, like whatever medical issues maybe have been going on that cause you to gain weight. Is there anything else you can do for that?
What can you do to make yourself healthier in the meantime? Because here's the other thing. You can't be on that medication your whole life. So eventually you will get off of that. And because you don't have listen to me, because we're big sisters, because you don't have healthy systems in place, then you will be off of this medicine and you won't have the baby. Better to be off the medicine, doing everything that you can, have your baby, and then you can kind of go back to that. But I'm saying eventually you'll be off this medicine. Hopefully you won't gain the weight back. But if you are on the path that you're on now, you will always gain it back. May as well
Especially
get the baby.
You're dealing with so much. You're stressed about the fertility. I'm not surprised that you're not at your healthiest. That's not the reason to not do it.
I would highly suggest, look, I'm not saying you're not doing this, but we only have the information that you've given us. You need to move your body. You need to start walking. You need to do it every night with your husband. You guys need to build it in. You need to set some boundaries in place somehow, something, knowing now that you feel so bad and that you did gain all that weight back. And you know what? Being depressed is valid and hormones fluctuating. This is all valid, but we've seen what it's like off of it. So now the question is, what are you going to do about it? And are you at least going to get a baby out of it? Because in 5 years, you might be in the same place weight-wise, but you could have that baby.
Right. And all things, let's say that you have the baby and you don't have any postpartum or anything and you're mentally super pumped. Are you you probably can't go back on the thing while you're breastfeeding. Like, I don't know if it's your doctor or that you need to have other backup plans basically right now while you change around what you're doing.
I'm saying normally I'm like, I can't tell you what to do. And I'm saying, try to have that baby only because you want your baby.
You want a baby.
And you're making a life-changing decision to not have it based on a set of data points that you really only have half of. You know what it's like to not have a baby and have that freedom, but you don't know what it's like to have the baby. You only know the fear and how bad you've been told by other people, but there's still something in the back of your mind that's like, I really want my own baby. And that's legitimate and that's biological.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting that you notice all the like, oh, parents are tired, because I don't really think about any of that, but it's not true. I mean, people wouldn't keep having kids. I think they like spending time with their children.
It's the best. Like, even when it's hard, it's the best. And you'll get tired and you'll get angry. And like, this is just like life on this planet. That's like saying when people are like, I hate people. It's like, well, sometimes people are the best. And yes, sometimes they're the worst. The difference is these ones will have come from your body and you will be so obsessed with them.
Or you adopt. But either way, you could get one of those kids that's like, you
still have
like
that
1 in a million where it's a
bond.
little serial killer. And it's like, I don't know, mommy.
Sure, whatever. I'm just saying, adopt, get, whatever. Sounds like you want to have your own kids and you should give it the old college try. And you need to relax. You need to find a place to like a mental place to get in this better. And as far as you having to make all these decisions yourself, because your husband is like, I'll do whatever. That's very sweet because he's supporting you, because he knows that there might be a chance that you can't. So he doesn't want to, frankly, deal with it when you're like, I can't. And then you're like, but I thought you wanted this. Like, you're in a weird way backing him into an emotional corner. He wants you. My husband was the same way. He obviously loves our kids, but he was like, Iliza, he's like, I always want to have kids, but if you didn't want to, I would have been fine with that. Men tend to be fine with it. So it's not that it all falls on your shoulders, but true feminism, it is ultimately your decision because it's your body.
Yeah. Yeah, I also wonder if when you were first having conversations with with a doctor, you were at a different weight. I feel like you probably want to go get like some fertility checkups now at your current weight and see, because that could be a factor in why you're not getting pregnant as well.
Go see a specialist.
Yeah.
This is what I forgot to give that advice. This is the
That's
advice.
your favorite advice. Yeah.
It is. Because when I couldn't get pregnant, you see your gynecologist, they're like, I don't know, you don't have cancer, you seem fine. And then you go see a fertility specialist, they're like, oh, you have a polyp on your ovary.
Yeah.
Go see a fertility specialist. You will probably have to pay out of pocket. You have the money. Do it so you get the exact information you need for your body, not a general, like, I don't know, lose some weight, come back in 6 months.
Yes.
Go do it.
Yes, yes. Get that info. That's exactly what you need to do next.
Well, it's gift giving season, and you know a gift that everyone wants, everyone needs, and everyone uses, but no one ever gives? Underwear. You need to be gifting MeUndies this holiday season. Their holiday Match Me collections make it simple to give a gift that actually fits, literally and emotionally, and it always feels good. There's something weirdly magical about matching outfits during the holidays, and MeUndies has taken that to the next level with their Match Me collection. So whether it's matching undies with your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, coordinating PJs for your family photo, or just having a sleepover with your best friend, MeUndies makes it fun, easy, and ridiculously cozy. Their holiday prints are adorable. The fabric is super soft. Plus, MeUndies are sustainably made. You heard me. That's right. So your holiday giving can feel good and do good. I love wearing the MeUndies micro modal fabric. I bring MeUndies on the road. I love sleeping in them. They double as like cute shorts, but also underwear. I'm always cozy. I'm taking a train. I'm wearing MeUndies. I'm on a long haul flight. I am wearing MeUndies, not some weird thong doing something strange. Knock out all your holiday gifting needs today with MeUndies. To get exclusive holiday deals up to 50% off, go to MeUndies.com/Iliza and enter promo code Iliza. That's MeUndies.com/Iliza. Promo code Iliza for 50% off. Kids don't know the value of $1. Well, how can they when we give them everything? And even when you give your kids chores, there's no way that the 25 cents you're paying your kid to pick up their toys actually means anything in the real world. Don't you want your kids to understand their finances and be self-sufficient? Well, you got to start them early. Acorns Early lets kids learn by doing. Acorns Early is the money app and debit card that makes it easy to grow your kids' smart money habits. They can earn money with the in-app chore tracker, practice real-life budgeting with automatic allowances, and even set up their own savings goals. How cute is that? It's not just a card. It's their card. With 35 plus customizable designs to choose from, it really helps kids to feel financially empowered. And they feel the impact of their spending choices, which sparks independence and confidence with every swipe. Ready to join the over 1.2 million parents and kids who have unlocked their kids' potential with Acorns Early? Get your first month on us when you head to acornsearly.com/Iliza or download the Acorns Early app. That's 1 month free when you sign up at acornsearly.com/Iliza. Acorns Early Card is issued by NBKC Bank, member FDIC, pursuant to license via USA. Free trial for new subscribers only. Subscription fee starting from $5 per month unless canceled. Terms apply at acornsearly.com/early terms. It's hard to get all of the nutrition and nutrients and vitamins that you need, right? So how do you get nutrition? How do you make it taste good? And how do you do it quickly? Well, you can try Kachava. I've tried it. I think it's so tasty. It's a shake. It supports all-day energy with 5 key vitamins and minerals. It helps keep things regular with fiber, probiotics, and enzymes. It nurtures a healthy metabolism with B vitamins, minerals, and fiber, and it supports your mind and nervous system with essential minerals. You can nourish your immune system with vitamin C and zinc and probiotics all in one tasty shake. I like the vanilla. And you know what I like about it? It doesn't have a weird sweetener in it. A lot of protein shakes, you try it, and there's that weird fake sugary thing. Kachava doesn't have that. I blend mine with ice. I know it throws off the ratio, but I like how frothy it gets. It comes in delicious flavors like chocolate and matcha. And with 25 grams of 100% plant-based protein, you can feel good about what you're putting in your body. With every 2 scoops of Kachava, you get 85 plus superfoods, nutrients, and plant-based ingredients. No artificial flavors, colors, or, like I said, sweeteners. I know my listeners are busy, and I know that you guys are always looking for nutritious ways to feed yourself. So right now, Ask Iliza Anything listeners can get a special deal. Your future self will thank you. Go to Kachava.com and use code Iliza for 15% off your next order. That's Kachava, Kachava.com. Code Iliza for 15% off.
Hi, Eliza and Emily. I would like this to be anonymous, and we'll have to make much of this question vague for fear of dropping traceable clues. I will tell you I'm male and mid-50s.
Okay.
Many years ago, I became an important contributor to what at the time I thought was a fantastic piece of mass media. That contribution was in assistance to one of the key contributors on the creation side of that media. Assuming this is like a magazine or a show, or a site.
Okay.
In more recent years, the key contributor who I assisted got fully and completely canceled for personal conduct outside of that media that happened long after it was made.
Okay.
While I had stayed in email touch with that person, we hadn't seen each other in person in a very long time. And the conduct they've been canceled for happened after then, and I had no knowledge of it. By the looks of things, few, if any others, knew of it either, other than the people this person did it to. While I don't think they did everything they've been accused of, they did admit to enough of it to fully deserve the cancellation, in my opinion. My question for you is if you or anyone you know has ever been part of something artistic they used to be very proud of, but now has had that pride ruined by the cancellation of someone else who worked on it. And what the hell are those of us who put a lot of work into that art supposed to feel and do now the world has turned against it because of what this one person did? Does there ever come a day where you can feel happy about that art again? Best Anonymous in the Upper Midwest, U.S. This is interesting.
Well, I guess, to whom are you speaking? Like, are you at a job interview and you're like, we worked really hard on that Puff Daddy album. And they're like, well, Puff Daddy was like federally indicted. And you're like, be that as it may, I did the drum loop on that track. And that has nothing to do with me.
In my mind, it's just something that brings him happiness when he thinks of the work that happened on it. Like, this is something that like, if you and I had a bad relationship now, and I looked at like my signed picture of you or my shrine to you, I would be upset looking at it. Do you know what I mean? Like, he had this thing that was like an important part that he's like proud of, that was cool, that was a creative artistic endeavor. And now it's just spoiled because he thinks of how it went awry.
I mean, can you separate those? Can you compartmentalize the work that you did, the bonds that were created? You know, I think about like Good on Paper, right? When did we win an Oscar? No. But when I think about the fact that like I wrote that movie, by the way, I never applaud myself. I think I'm garbage. I think I've done nothing. That's aside. That's a whole other thing. But I wrote a movie. I got to make it with fun actors, and I got to...
Great cast.
And we did really well. And my point is, I don't associate any of that with the pain associated at one point with that disgusting person who perpetrated all that.
Right.
So I've compartmentalized it. I worked through it. I think that you are allowed to... Don't let this person take away your joy. Like, I contributed to this. I did work we were proud of. This was the #1 show, song, play, whatever. Because of the work that me and a lot of people did, who that person betrayed, that should be separate. And anyone that you would have to explain this to, I think would understand that. It's not like you were like, we were a part of the mob that murdered that journalist in Saudi Arabia. Like, you made something positive and then found out the person you were working for betrayed you by having done something. You're saying they did something awful after the project?
Yes.
It has nothing to do with
later.
it then. And anyone that would challenge you could be like, we were not a part of that, or nor were we aware of it, but I'm discussing my art here and now. Don't let the selfish actions of one person taint your work. And by the way, the fact that you're writing all this makes me think like you do have pride for what you've done. So just keep thinking about that and only think about that. And one day when you think about it, that's all you'll think about. That person will be a mere footnote. I'm trying to think of another example.
I mean, I think the big one that is not something that someone created, but it's like J.K. Rowling, the people who have tattoos of that book, you know, and now we're kind of like, the book meant something to me, but now it's associated with this. Like, she wasn't a TERF until well after.
Yeah, but the difference is you didn't work on the J.K. Rowling
book. You didn't work on it, I know. Well, I will say, you know, I worked for a company that put out a bunch of Blu-rays and stuff, and I It's kind of, and I have a whole shelf. I have 500 plus Blu-rays for this company, and I was like, I don't want to leaving have a negative association with it because I'll have to get rid of 500.
But you won't.
Plus
You'll
Blu-rays.
watch those Blu-rays. You're not going to be thinking about that company. I mean, I think there's no one can dictate the joy that you hold in your heart from having worked on whatever this media, you described it so weird, is.
They're trying to stay so anonymous.
And like, if anybody ever like calls you to task for that, it's actually better that they did something after, because otherwise they'll be like, oh, you were complicit. You must have known. How could you not have known? And so you're just like, we had no idea. He did it after, but it doesn't take away from how hard me and my team worked. You don't owe anyone an explanation for someone else's actions.
I'm like trying to stalk this man to be like, what did he do? What was he involved with?
Do it on the Patreon.
But I haven't been able to find it.
Also, the truth is so many people get canceled and the news is going so fast. Probably no one's ever going to ask you to atone for their sins. In the way that you'll never hear an interview with a mega star where they're like, hey, that movie was really bad. What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to answer for other people's art or mistakes.
Right. Yeah. I think it's tough. I think it's tough to have that kind of the rose colored glasses you viewed something with kind of changed by someone. That sucks, but
it's like
it is what it is.
You ever get in a fight with like your mom or your dad and a bad one, it doesn't change that maybe it does, but it doesn't change that you love them. Get in a fight with your spouse or something. It doesn't change that I love you. You just did something shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bottom line is you don't owe anyone an explanation. And the fact that you still feel these things means that you should just separate the two. That person sucked, but we made a great show. Which is usually the takeaway.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
And it's all so fleeting. That person could be the best person ever, and it's still, everything has to come to an end, and nobody thinks about it anymore. Such is the nature of media in 2025. Remember Jane magazine?
Ugh.
Remember?
Aren't they getting rid of not Teen Vogue, but one of the other ones?
Which one's the one?
Maybe it's Teen Vogue. I used to read the like J16 and the like what
like the Tiger
whatever.
Beats.
All the ones where it would be like, go on a date. I was on a date and I farted.
I thought it was.
And then it's like an emoji of like a face that's like really red, and they're like 3 red emojis for farting on a date. Do you know what I? Do you remember?
It's just a room of like old guys sitting around like, I'm an 18-year-old girl. And
here's what to do with a penis if you see one.
If you see one
like,
in your streets.
And you're reading it like, why would I see one?
Why would I?
J14, Y14, I don't know. All those and they would come with posters. YM. But there was like a J14 or J16, but YM was the one. Yeah. Ugh.
I always think it's funny, like the teen, like heartthrob ones where it'd be like, you know, Jonathan Taylor, like JTTs, 5 must-haves in a girl. And it's just like some publicist typing out, like, she's got to be kind. She has to be a good person. Like, you could never say something like, she better have a fat ass and small tits. I love that.
No.
Like,
and every one of them, they could also never say like they were dating someone. You know what I mean? They
were all gay.
Single.
Yeah.
Because all the 14-year-olds, we needed to think we had a chance.
Just lusting after AJ and the Backstreet Boys, a 45-year-old grown man.
Who was lusting after AJ? I think now, yes. But I think as children.
No, you had to pick.
Yeah.
Like, aren't they
hot? You know what's embarrassing to think back on? I picked the lead. No, he wasn't in Backstreet Boys. I was a Backstreet Boys fan.
I always confused the two. Sorry.
And I liked the lead, Brian Luttrell. How boring to like the lead.
Who's the lead? Who's Brian Luttrell?
The lead Backstreet Boy.
Who's that?
Brian Luttrell, Nick Carter, Kevin, Mick something, AJ, and Howie.
What happened to Wikipedia?
What do you mean? Are they asking you for money?
Yeah.
I remember
this guy.
And he lives in Alpharetta, and I think he's super MAGA. But I was like, that one's mine.
I mean, you could tell by his face. Like by his facial hair.
He looks like a baseball player.
He looks like a baseball player. He looks like a AAA.
I was into Chipper Jones on the Braves. Yeah, Brian Luttrell, Chipper. I liked a square-headed man who looked like maybe he beats his wife.
Yeah, this guy for sure. When your alma mater is just a high school. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Kevin Richardson. That was his last name. Top of the Cob.
It's a talk with a cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
Starting with bottom.
My bottom of the cob is as a grown woman. The amount of times I'm like, I'll just shave real quick and I take a chunk out of my ankle.
You can't be going that fast.
And even though it's at the bottom of your body, you feel that sting and you're like, maybe it's just the top layer of skin and it won't bleed. Nope. It's going to bleed and it's going to leave a thick scab every time. And your husband and other people will say, ooh, what'd you do? What the hell do you think I did? I shaved my ankle like a normal woman. If you see a cut on a woman's ankle, it is because she shaved her ankle and she cut herself. Never ask. If it's above that bone, that's what happened.
That's what happened.
And it's such a thick scab that it like got caught on my shoe and I just pulled the whole thing off. It's never going to heal. And it hurts a lot because it's so close to the bone.
You need to put a little Band-Aid down there.
Never.
So it stops peeling off.
Let that boo-boo breathe. I play Drake. I play that, bend that ass over. And then when she says, let that coochie breathe. So my daughter doesn't hear, I say, let that boo-boo breathe. Instead of like, take that Band-Aid off. Let that boo-boo breathe.
You need to get Sierra into Kids Bop because just the innovation of what they do with a song when they're like, well, we got to change every word of Gold Digger. What are we going to do here?
Counterpoint, I'll have her listen to European techno that's not in English. So none of us know what they're saying. And we just enjoy.
They could be saying something horrible.
Bailando. It's her favorite song.
Oh.
Bailando.
Fan bottom. The cruel irony of taking ADHD medication and having to remember to call it in every month because it's a controlled substance and having to follow up with the doctor, pharmacy, and or insurance company, what I call the Bermuda Triangle, when it inevitably gets fucked up.
That's funny.
Every single month, I have to call the doctor's office, prescription voicemail, and leave a message that hopefully they'll receive. But you can't call it in too early because they'll assume you're a drug addict. But God forbid you call it in on a Thursday when you'll be out Saturday and sucks for you. And you have to wait till Monday because please give us 48 business hours to fill this request for a medicine I'll be taking for perhaps forever, every single month.
Why don't you have a patient portal and you can just ping your doctor?
That doesn't work. I have a patient portal
Mine
and I have
works.
to like say in there and then CVS is like, do you want us to call your doctor for you and get the prescription? I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, well, we didn't. Joke's on you. You figure it out.
That's awful.
None of it ever works.
That was a funny one.
My bottom of the cob is it's so cold suddenly. So I turned on the heat. And then I was going to turn
Brag
it
about
off
it.
before I fell asleep. I know. I turned it up to like 69.
It's 89
So it could
degrees
warm
here.
up before I got in bed. And then I usually turn it back down to 66. But I didn't. So I woke up like, because I'm on the second floor.
Heat
And it just
rises.
gets so hot. And I'm just like, oh my
Just do
God.
no heat and just have a bunch of blankets and those two animals.
Well, that's usually I was just warming it up for like an hour and then I was going to turn it off.
Like a hot
but
tub.
I forgot. Yeah, exactly. Just get it going.
Not bad.
Top of the cob.
You do yours. So it's going to be weird.
It is weird, but my top of the cob is, I don't know if I've talked about this, a deep dive into a new stupid thing. I talked about the action figures.
Ooh.
So now I'm getting served action figure subreddits where people like talk about like the ins and outs of like this kind of connector. And if you buy from this company and if you move the arm this way, this will break. And if you
did this.
No,
last-
I bought a figure, but now I'm like getting served up like all the like here's how you do a deal on them. Here's where you buy. Here's the tool you buy to get that. I had to soak my figure's leg in hot water to get its new boot on. I had to like Google and find a tutorial. So just like picking up all these new little specifics of a hobby. I'm also getting served a lot of baseball card subreddits
Are you
and
into
people
that?
grading cards.
Are you into baseball?
I
cards?
collected card as a kid, but they're grading cards. So I'm seeing like, oh, this is a PSA 9 because the corner has a smudge. And I'm like, oh,
So
I don't know
You are
about
into
it.
it.
I don't have any. I'm not going to sell any. I'm not going
Why
to
are
buy
you reading
any.
that?
Because it's getting served to me and I'm going, huh, interesting.
You know why? Because you
Why?
collect action figures. They think you're a middle-aged man.
Well, because I was looking at comics because my friend collects comics. And so then those
Who's your
get
friend?
graded.
Who's your friend?
My friend in New Zealand who has his comics sent to my house. You don't know I'm a clearinghouse for comics?
I don't know
I
what
have
you're
a-
talking about right now, but I'm shocked that you have another friend. That's what I'm trying to
I have
understand.
one other friend.
Who is
I have
he?
One friend. He's a man.
Does
that
George know
has
about him?
Yes. He's a straight man who has a
Oh.
wife and children. And he lives in New Zealand and he's
Where?
like a comic collector.
Was South Island or North Island?
He just moved.
Okay, you need
He
to
just moved, so I'm
get
not
back to
sure.
me. All right.
But I
look at
distribute
this.
comics.
Really?
Mhm.
You're a boy. You do boy things, boy movies,
But I have
boy
cats.
hobbies. Some
Movies.
nerd boys love cats. You have movies like boys do. You have a movie room.
Oh, I
That's a boy
have
thing.
movies like boys do, yes. But the movies I watch, my posters in there are like Miss Congeniality,
Wait,
Jawbreaker.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
You're a boy. You
Yeah.
dress like a boy,
Yeah.
right? You're wearing boys'
Yeah.
jeans, right?
No, I'm wearing PJ pants.
Okay. You dress like a gamer, okay?
Yeah.
Boys, jeans. Your wall's painted blue. You have action figures. You collect comic books.
I don't collect them. I move them along to their next location.
You like women. You're a boy.
I didn't know.
She's like, stop. Please stop talking about this.
You know what? I've always thought I'm like, I think it's so interesting when somebody, that's how I know that being trans is real, is I'm like, oh, I don't want to do all that.
I didn't say you were trans.
But you said I'm a boy.
Yep. I don't know that I don't know that you're not a boy.
But you don't know that I wasn't born a boy. I was like, Eliza's only going to hire a female assistant. I'm going to get a wig and I'm going to make my presence known.
You're a girl, but you do very boy-coded things, but not in a butch way.
But you know what? Yeah, like I can fix a computer, but not a car.
No, it's not guy. I didn't say you're a guy. I said you're a boy.
I'm a boy.
Like you like boy things.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything about that you like. I'm thinking of things that are like coded as feminine. And I'm not saying you're not feminine.
I know. I'm trying to think now too, because like
even the
women
fact
love
that you're
Diet
not
Coke.
insulted right now makes you a boy. A
No,
girl would
not
be
at
like,
all.
"What do you mean, my gender, my sexuality?" And a boy would be like, "Yeah."
I feel like as a kid, it was cool for my generation. It was cool to be a tomboy.
You're
Like,
but it's nerd boy coded stuff, not in a derogatory way, but like everything.
No, yeah.
Nothing you do is coded as specifically female, but not in like a butch way. It's just all like young boy stuff.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think back, like I love Mary Kate and Ashley, and Mary Kate was my favorite because she had overalls and a backwards baseball cap. You know what I mean? And Ashley was like prissier.
Sure. Maybe you could have like a tonal comp in the last 20 years of someone that you look up to. Whose personality is not dictated by what wardrobe put them in, so you can tell them apart.
I don't know. It is, so you can tell. But I think in recent years, if somebody was a tomboy, they would make them a trans character or like a full on like Ruby Rose lesbian.
Which also isn't right, because I was a tomboy. Like,
right.
It's
but
just girls who don't do girly things. Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
I just think you
you
are very nerd boy coded.
Yeah. Because I was just thinking, I was like, oh, Daria, but that's old, and she had a skirt. And liked that man, that rocker.
Your voice. Okay.
Okay, wait. We need to read a top from a fan.
Yeah, please. And then I'll do mine.
Okay.
We'll close it out.
Top. Compiled a playlist of suggested songs in a Taylor Swift post in a Facebook group and shared it with the whole group, and it has over 1,000 downloads. I love that. The satisfaction of putting together a playlist and people actually listen to it. That's a great one.
I love that. Love a shared playlist. My top of the cob is, I mean, I said it at the beginning, but I have replaced scrolling through Instagram with scrolling through Substack. And I think you feel smarter because you're like, well, at least I'm reading. It's not just images, but I do find the bulk of writing on there to be sanctimonious, mid-30s exploratory drivel. So you got to go digging for those gems. So please check out my Substack and read my essay on Christmas and how I need Christmas all year long.
Because I'll link it in this episode, but
do you have Substack, Emily?
Yeah, so that I could sign up for other people's.
What do I do? You want the link to mine?
Cheers, so I can put it in the episode show notes along with Noah's.
Sorry. But I guess that's my top of the cob. The other top of the cob, and I say this with no vested interest in what you think of this person or your politics. Somehow, like Erica Kirk content got served to me. That's Charlie Kirk's widow.
I'm getting a lot of that too, yeah.
So I had seen Charlie Kirk videos, and I think the types of videos, the types of points he makes, those videos are served to you based on what you look at. So I sometimes I like the stuff where he would argue with idiots on college campuses. You know, I never saw anything racist or bad, but I'm sure that that's out there. But all that is to say, my knowledge of this influencer was incredibly limited, and I never knew his name. In the way that a lot of people perhaps didn't know Candace Owens' name. You just knew that she was this Black woman who was on like Prager University, whatever. And then he died and became a martyr and was canonized, and it's all this stuff. So now this guy's wife has been thrust in the spotlight, and there's all this stuff about
Hugged a man.
What?
That if I get one more news story about Erica Kirk hugging someone.
Hugging JD Vance, but it's not even about that. It's about like, okay, here's the part that I live for. Conspiracy theorists are never able to draw a real conclusion. So it's a lot of pictures of admittedly bizarre behavior, like her handling vials and vials of blood, or a picture of her crying at her husband's open casket, which is a strong choice for someone who got shot in the neck. But like, who took that picture?
Right.
Or did you ask them to? It's like a lot of weird things. And then people run with like, there's the Star of Ishtar shown in her symbols. And what does that mean? But the articles about it are always like a Pinterest smattering of requiring that you connect the dots. They're like, do you see it now? I'm like, why don't you just tell me what I'm supposed to be seeing, other than a girl whose family was deeply connected and they were set up, and she's probably a weirdo. Like, sorry, she wasn't this like homemaking trad wife that you envisioned her to be. Turns out they had bigger political ambitions. But I just think watching people spiral, realizing that someone online wasn't what you thought they were.
Yeah. I do love those when people pull out the like receipt. Like I've fallen into this rabbit hole for Taylor Swift a few times where she's fine, but there's like so many conspiracies about her relationships with other people, and people are like, she had a secret relationship with the actress from Glee, and here's the proof. On this date, they went to this place together, and then in this song, she talked, and I was like, this is like when you read a book in English class and you're like, here's all these themes. The person who wrote it was probably high on coke, and like, you know, like you've made a court case out of 2 photos of like drunk women walking to a limo.
You can create any connection you want. Like that's like saying Lavender Haze, that song. Like a lavender marriage is about a couple who's married to conceal that like one of them is gay. So is that whole thing about dating a gay? Like you could do that all day long. And conspiracy theories are born out of people having gaps in knowledge. And that's also where folklore comes from. People trying to explain where rain comes from or what a seizure is. So you're like, oh, it must be the devil.
Why are those the two? It's so funny to me. You're like,
I listen to Aaron Mahnke. I haven't in a long time, but that's what it is. People make up stuff. And then you're like, great. Can you prove it? Can you do anything scientific? And they're like, no, but do you see it? I'm like, do you see what a lunatic you are?
Yeah.
Chances are it's not a satanic cult.
Chances are, like, I just don't think all these people are like, oh, they're in this cult, they're part of this, they're in the secret. Like, if these secret clubs let all these people in, they wouldn't exist anymore. So it's like, not everybody's in a secret cabal.
I will tell you, as a Jewish person, I have been invited to many, many meetings at private homes, at agencies, and they are never cool. It is never like, and here's how we're going to take them down. It's like, do you want to watch a screening of another Nova documentary and there'll be a light reception after? Like, it's never like, and here's how we're going to take them over. It's like, how can we join hands with everyone? I'm like, where is the dark side? Maybe I just don't have enough money. Who knows?
Yeah, you're not at that level. You're not at the billionaire group level.
I think it's just that, which sees no religion. It's just.
Yeah. Oh, that's just money.
That's just human trafficking, by the way. That's the thing nobody really wants to talk about. All right. Ooh. See you in Boston for 2 shows at the Chevalier, a movie that looked really good that I don't think anyone saw. See you there, Boston.